Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Yeah. Good evening, Vijay. You can start.
Yeah, okay, fine. So, hello guys, this is Vijay. So, today I'm dealing with dictionaries and a tuple in Python. As you have basic knowledge on dictionary and a tuple, so let me start with a discussion with a dictionary. So, what is a dictionary actually? Okay, so what is a dictionary? So, why we have chosen a dictionary? So, to know that, so first of all, we have to know. Okay, let me tell you a simple situation that okay, let's treat that this is an array. Okay, this array is consist of only two elements, only two categories, like a 1 and a 3. Okay, so what if you have been asked like how many ones are present and how many threes are present? So in this situation, how you gonna handle? So definitely you will maintain two variables like a and a b, and then you start iterating from the array like 1 to like 0 index to n minus 1, right? Okay, so whenever you're getting the value as 1, so let's treat that the variable a is going to calculate how many ones, and the variable b is going to calculate the count of 3. Okay, so we're gonna start from
Hello.
here. So yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but your StreamYard screen is sharing right now instead of
What happened?
entire window.
Okay, let me. Is this okay? Okay, I think it's fine now.
Yes. Right now, okay.
Yeah, okay. So here I wanna discuss about like this is an array. This consists of only two categories. Like it presents either 1 or a 3. So your task is that you have to calculate how many ones and how many threes. So the basic naive approach. So how you gonna solve this? The naive approach is like you keep only two variables, which two variables a and b. So a gonna calculate one category like 1, so B gonna calculate the variables, I mean the values which are 3. Okay, so you start iterating from here. So if this is you check if this is 1, right? So you're gonna try like so this is belongs to A, so he just increment the count here. Okay, then so here 3, right? So the person b, or the variable b, is going to increment his count by 1. So in that way he's gonna so these all keys will be, means these all values will be counted just by using only two variables. Okay, so if you are having the array with only two categories, then you can able to solve like this. So let me ask you, so the simple, yeah, just a minute. How to do this? Okay, done. So this is the code that you're gonna do if the category is two, right? Okay, this one. You're taking an array and you are maintaining only two pointers like 1 and a 2. So these two will able to count. So whenever the element is 1, then you are going to increment the count of 1 by 1. So finally, at the end of this for loop, then you will able to get the count of 1 and a count of 2. This is fine because you're having only the two categories. What if I'm going, my array is not like having only two categories. If it is having the three, here four, right? So four categories. Like here I'm having one, two, three, four, not four, five. Okay. So if the problem statement is like how many unique values and their frequencies, means here five is there, right? So how many times the five is going to be repeated? Then for this situation you can't apply the same scenario in the previous, like maintaining 1 and 2 to calculate the number of ones and number of threes, because here we are having more than two, right? Means if we are having the thousands of record and if you are having the unique values as 100, you cannot define the 100 variables to count the 100 unique values. So for that, what you need to do is you need to maintain a record like this. You need to maintain a record such that how you're gonna implement is, so you're gonna take the first element. So you check if the record is already consist of this element or not. So this is not present, right? So it just add 5 here. So the tag to the 5 is 1 because I'm encountered element 5 for the first time, right? Okay. So here for moving forward, I'm having 3. Okay. So I gonna check if the record consists of number 3 or not. So here there is no 3. So I gonna add number 3 here. So the frequency is 1. Okay. So for the next element, that is 5, I'm already having 5. So I just simply increment this is by 1, this by 1. Okay. So by the end of this iteration, what I gonna have means this record consists of a unique values with a unique with a frequencies, right? So this is how the real dictionary in Python will work. So let's get into the topic. Okay. So dictionaries in Python. So these are mainly used for mapping the relationships and mapping the relationships. Okay. So this is there, right? The key. So here this is nothing but a key. Okay. So here this is nothing but a value. So for every entry, you're gonna maintain a key and a value. Like here we're having 3, so we are having 5, which is repeated for 2 times. So here 5 will become a key and the value will be like 2. Okay. So this is about the dictionary. So fast retrieval. So what do you mean by retrieval? So retrieval is nothing but accessing the element. So here uh, okay, accessing the element. So we will got to know about what is that data retrieval in further. Okay. And we're gonna use the dictionaries in the case of counting of frequencies. So as we have seen here, like it is also kind of frequency count, like you maintain a single unique values and you're gonna count the number of times, how many number of times that is repeated, and a mutable keys and a mutable values. So what do you mean by mutable and immutable? So here, okay, mutable is nothing but uh, the values, right? The key values there, right? So I can able to change the key values at any instance of time. If I, okay, I'll tell you that. So before let's move forward. Okay. So dictionaries. So dictionaries can be defined by using these braces, like the filled brackets. Okay. So I told you like the key and value, right? So there is a operator called colon to separate the key and a value. Like it will be, it is like this one. Okay. This is going to separate a key and a value. So this entire is nothing but a one key paid value. Okay. So this is separated by the semicolon, and for every key and value, you have a separation called a comma. Okay. I think you know about this all. So this is how we implement a simple dictionary. Okay, so here the no is a kind of key. Here the value to the no is volt. Here I used the semicolon, sorry, the code, single code, so it represents the string format. Okay, here the key is string and the value also a string. And but here if you look at here, so here I'm having the 2 as a key and a string as a value. So by this you can able to confirm that not all keys are to be a homogeneous, means whatever the keys I am using here like no and 2 and 3, these don't need to be a same data type. It can be any kinds of data type. Here I'm using the integer as 2 and a string as a no. Okay, so here this is nothing but okay. And then let's run this. Okay, so this is a basic thing that I'm defining a dictionary with a key value pair separated by a comma, and then I'm just printing the dictionary. So there is a no confusion here. The same thing will be printed. Okay, let's just enter into something like creating a dictionary with the integer keys. Nothing. It is this is also as an early talk. Like I'm having a keys as an integer. You can easily able to recognize these are the keys like one and here two and a three. So these are the integer keys, right? So according to the integer keys, I'm having the key values uh, as a string type, all are string type. Okay, so I just printed and dictionary. Okay, fine. So the output is like this: creating a dictionary with a mixed type. What do you mean by this? So as I told you earlier, you can able to maintain any kinds of data structures in the keys. Like it is not restricted that whatever key values that you maintain in a dictionary, all keys shouldn't be of same kind. Here if you look at here, this is key value pair. You're having the key as a in string format. Here you're having a integer as a key, and here the values are like string and a list. As list is also one of the data structure, it can be allowed in a dictionary. Okay, so you just print this dictionary by using a print statement. Okay, so coming to the accessing part. So what do you mean by accessing? Accessing is nothing but a just retrieve the value. Here one is here sky is tagged with some value called one. Here this is a one is nothing but a key, and this is a value. So what I need is, so what is the value that is get tagged with a name, that is name. Okay, so here I need the value which is tagged with a name. So that is, so for to access that, then I have to mention like this. So this is nothing but a key. So if you give any kinds of key, then you can able to access accordingly. Okay, so here I'm having name, so it's a value is 4, so I can able to get a value like 4. So what if I maintain, what if I do like this? It will throw an error because name 1 is not existed here, right? So I definitely get an error. Okay, so creating your own dictionary. Here what we did, we just defined by a statical way, like you just have declared without a user entry. Okay, so here creating your own dictionary. Okay, so here what you're gonna do is, I just defined a dictionary, and here I just wanted to create like, I just wanted to uh, use 5 key pages in my dictionary. So that what I did is, this line of code will tell about the key values, all the key values. Okay, so this line of code is going to tell about all the values. Okay, so here what I did is, I used integer for both. So here my key values are, integer, and my keys are integer, and my values is also integer. So let's run this. So I'm giving 1 as an key value and 100,000 is a value. Okay, 2 as a key, 2000. Okay, okay. Ring. Okay, then what happened? I just read the keys as well as values. So these all get stored into the data structure like D. So I just printed here. That's it. So this is how, this is one of the technique that you can able to take the values from the user and you can able to create your own dictionary. Okay. So let's get into a function that is existed in the dictionary. Okay. Here we have a get function. So what this will do means, so get function is just nothing but a it will accept a key value just like this one, just like earlier that you can able to access by here, like you can able to access, you can able to access any kinds of keys here. Here I'm maintain I just gave a value key, a value 3. Here 3 is nothing but a key. Okay, so if I run this, then I will get a value which is associated to 3. Okay, if I just give like this, it will throw an error because it is a string, right? So I have to put it into a single code. Okay, yeah, okay, because this is a value, I shouldn't have to give a value. Yes, I got this. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, what is this about? So okay, so my intention is that to delete any one of the key pair. So based on treating the value of the key, I just wanted to remove any one of the key value pair in a dictionary. So what I did is I just use a comment called delete of dictionary of one. Means Dic- dictionary of one is nothing but it refers to the key value, this key value. So this key value pair will be removed if you have mentioned inside a del function. So this is about that. Okay, let me run this. So before deletion, like I'm printing here, right? So before deleting that, I'm just having all the keys and pairs, including one and one. So here I'm just deleting the value, deleting the entry of a key value. Here in dictionary, I have to mention a key value. Okay. So based on that, I will get a new dictionary without having the key pair of one and one. Okay. So let's quickly enter into a problem here. So the problem statement is like you're having a, okay, you're having a list. Okay, this list is about about to have different kinds of elements, as I have, as we have early talk, like this one, early talk. Okay, so what is the task here is, so you have to find how many unique values, like how many unique value frequency, like I'm having 1, 5, 3, 4, 2. So these are the unique values that I'm getting. So how many ones are repeated, how many twos, threes, and so on. So for that, I need to create a dictionary without, because to eliminate this one, this clumsiness, to eliminate this clumsiness, because I don't want to maintain so many variables to count each and every frequency. So I just make use of this dictionary, and then I just started iterating here. Here my list is nothing but it is a list, it is having some elements. So here item is nothing but a iterator. Every time it is going to iterate from one element to one element, like 1 1 1 5 5 3. Okay, so at the first time What it do means, if item in frequency dictionary, okay, here for the first iteration, one will be the value of item, okay. So the frequency dictionary is empty, initially empty, okay. So I just want to check if the one is already present or not. Means I, because I don't want to repeat, I means I don't want to maintain any kinds of duplications here. So for that purpose, I just checked whether the one is present inside a frequency dictionary or not. If it is not present, then I just make an increment by one, okay. And if it is not the case, if it is not the case, what do you mean by that? Okay, here I'm not having one in the dictionary for the first time, so it goes to the else loop. Then uh, it just make the value of one as one because it is the first entry. Okay, so based on these iterations, then finally we get a dictionary. We get a some records like the value and their the keys and their values. So finally, I I just print it. So printing can be of two types. You can up to now we have seen only the printing like this format, right? This format. We have not seen any kinds of this format. So these two are not same. Here, if you have print any statement like giving a direct dictionary, then you will get like the key colon and a value followed by the commas and everything. So if you have maintained like this one, so what it will do means the frequency dictionary dot items. So it will split the all the keys and the values. Like here we're having 1 5, right? So it will split 1 5. So 1 and 5. So the one will be maintained just copied into the key value and five will be copied into the value. Okay. So this is how it will work. And finally we will get an output like this. So that is the reason why we are getting the output like this. Okay. So this is all about the dictionaries. Let's get into the tuples. Okay. So tuple is also one of the data structure in Python. So actually the tuple is a immutable data structure. Okay. So immutable is nothing but a you cannot change any kinds of whenever you're maintaining any kinds of data structure, like you have assigned some values to the data structure, then you cannot modify. Okay, you cannot modify as well as you cannot an element from the data structure. So this is how the tuple will work. The functionality is and also the tuple is used for a immutable for safety. Like whenever you're having a specific elements, those elements shouldn't have to be changed for an entire program. Then tuple is going to be one of the major part to use. Okay, for a confidentiality and I mean for maintaining the fixed any kinds of fixed values, then you have to go with the tuples. Okay, and also unpacking. Okay, let's see this unpacking. Okay, further heterogeneous data. So what do you mean by heterogeneous and uh, homogeneous? Are nothing but having the same kinds of data. Okay, so usually the tuples can be maintained. Okay, here heterogeneous is nothing but different kinds of data can be able to maintained by a tuple. Okay, and then let's get into this. Okay, tuple. So tuple can be defined by using this curly this parenthesis braces. So here I'm having one example. Okay, here one example. So I'm having geeks for geeks as a as some elements. So these are enclosed by a this braces. So this is nothing but a one of the tuple with a tag name called a var. So I just printed. So it will print like this. Okay, you can I at least said like it is not only for homogeneous, it can also accept for a heterogeneous data. What do you mean by heterogeneous? Okay, here I'm having all kinds of strings. What if I maintain the integer value as well the list? Yes, it will accept any kinds of data structures here. So it is not a homogeneous like maintaining the same data into it. It can also accept multiple data types in it. Okay, so according to that it will work. So here is an example that I have defined uh, some elements into the name like a tuple, my tuple. Here I'm iterating. I think you guys know about slicing operator, how slicing will work. Here I maintain, I wrote one colon means it will print from here to here. Okay, so we can able to access, we can able to slicing can be allowed in the case of tuples also. Okay, so here tuple of 4 means it will just print the fourth position, the element which is at a fourth position. And here it is like a just normal thing. Okay, okay, here it is going to tell like tuple can also accept the duplicate values, like it can also, you can also have any kinds of twos, any kinds of ones. Okay, it can accept. Okay, so how can we find a data structure is a tuple or not? So this can be done by using a just a simple function called type. So if I maintain type of some data structure, like not only the tuple but also list and a map, I mean the dictionary, any kinds. So we can use the type function to know about a type of a data structure that we use. So here the another kinds of example. So I reassigned the tuple with a new tuple like a us is a string. So this is get stored into a my tuple. I'm just printing here. US is nothing but a, I'm having one minute. Okay, a tuple shouldn't have only one element. Okay, it just at least have two elements to make it as a tuple. Like here, we are not having two elements here, but a comma will itself say there exist two elements. Okay, so it will make the entire thing as a tuple. So that is the reason why it is this piece of line just just printed as a tuple. And and this piece of code which is having only one element, so this is going to print like a string. Okay, okay, so I told you about a immutable. Immutable is in the sense, so whenever we are maintaining any kinds of data like this, I cannot able to modify. Means I cannot able to say like my tuple of some index value equal to some other value, like replacing the old value by new value. I cannot able to do. So let me do this. Okay, wait, just see this. My tuple of one, right? So here I'm having my tuple. So my tuple of one means here this one. So I'm just trying to reassign. I'm trying to erase the value to here by and keeping the value as 100. So if I'm trying to do this, I'm getting an error because the tuples will not allow any kinds of modifications here. Okay, I'm getting to the next thing. As I have as you know about a keyword arguments like functions. So you're having a set of, this is a function name, and you're gonna call with a set of arguments. So it can able to accept any kinds of key values. So these all key values will be get stored into a one data structure called args. Here arg is nothing but a tuple. Okay, here the next thing, that is a heterogeneous data. Okay, Yes, I have we have early talked like it can also accept the different data types into a single. It can also accept the different data types. Okay. Okay, we are having a problem here. So here the input is nothing but a here input is it is a list list of tuples here. Okay, a list having multiple tuples where each tuple is capable of holding two values each. Okay, here my task is that I need to delete some tuples which are having both the values as null. Okay, so here in this case these two means this one and this one has to be removed. Okay, so how can I even do this? Okay, I'm just taking a test list as a tuple. Okay, I'm just maintaining all the elements into a single named test list. So I'm just printing by just converting into a string format, just converting into a string format. Okay, and then I just started maintaining a result. A result is it is a list data type. It is a list data type. So here how I started is here I will be an iterator to this list, and then I just started. If not here how it will work means let's get into this condition. If I dot count of none means uh, first of all in case of this I will maintain, I will be pointing to this tuple. So here I dot count of none, so this will uh, this will use it to count about the number of none values here. So here if this value is equal to the len of I, then that must be having a all keys as means all values as none value. So for if that is going to be happen, then what I have to do means what I have to do means I have to just leave. If the condition is false means I'm not having any kinds of, if I'm not having means I'm telling about the entire condition. Means if I'm not having uh, not I'm having at least one non-negative means none value, then I need to maintain the these kinds of tuples into appending into the new data structure, that is a res as a list. Okay, and finally I'm just printing this. So by this I will get the all the values which are not existing the both values as a none. Okay, so the coming to the time complexity and the space complexity here, the auxiliary space complexity is order of n square, because here not order of n square, it is order of n only, because I'm maintaining a result. Okay, okay, and coming to the time complexity, I'm maintaining for I'm just iterating. Okay, just wait. Here time complexity is also order of 1. I just written something like, okay, that's not a problem. Okay, here the time complexity is also a order of n, and the space complexity is also order of n. Okay, okay, let me run this. Yeah, I got this. So let's quickly go to the next question. So here what I'm having is I'm having a again same uh, like list of tuples. I'm having a different types of tuples as an elements to the list. So what I have to do means for every tuple, the first entry is string, the second entry is integer. Okay, so according to the second entry, that is an integer, I have to short these tuples means like this. Output is like this because I'm having 8 here and 24 30. So according to that it has to come an output here. This is my tuple having having list of tuples. Okay, each tuple is capable of holding two values, that is a string and an integer. So according to by shorting the integer value, that is a second argument, second element to the every tuple. So I'm just passing this tuple into a function called short tuple. Okay, I'm just passing into a parameter. So once I call like this, then the cursor, then the interpreter will go here. It searches for the definition which is having a name short tuple with a tuple as a parameter. Okay. So once I get into the function, then I need to calculate the length of the tuple. Okay. So length of the tuple will be get stored in the LST. Okay. So here the basic thing is that this piece of code tells about the bubble shot. I think you know about bubble shot, but here, okay, I'm maintaining a outer variable, means the variable which is iterating at the outside from a 0 to n minus 1. As you know, the range function will goes up to n minus 1, right? Means the ending minus 1. Okay. So I will iterate from 0 to the ending minus 1. So the inner tuple, I mean the inner iteration that goes from 0 to the ending tuple and corresponding to I value and a minus 1. Means, okay, and then I check a condition. So based on the condition, I have to make a swap whether or not whether it is a means whether if it is a having greater number, then I have to make a swap. So here, okay, so here I'm having 24, right? So here, the first of all, the value of I is 0 and value of j is 0, and then I have to make a comparison here. The tuple of 0 and 1. What do you mean by this tuple of 0 and 1? Here I'm having a tuple, right? This is the tuple. Okay, the zeroth tuple and a first element means nothing but a 24, and also the tuple of j plus 1 means here this tuple, and a 1 means the first element, means the element at the first index for the next tuple. Okay, here I'm having a value 10. So I make comparison between these two values. So based on it will search for a greater value of the first index, means first tuple. Here I need a swap because the basically this nested for loop is used to this loop is there, right? After the ending of every jth iteration, then the value which is having a most, means having a highest value, that will goes to the last position. Means the 24 itself make comparisons with every element, then goes to the last element. So this is the basic approach that we follow in a bubble shot. So we here, here 24 is a greater than 10. So I just, this is the swapping technique. The swapping technique is used to just make a swap like a uh, to to make it 10 and a 24, and also corresponding values will be swapped. Okay, here I have a wow, and here I have a. So like the way it is for the first iteration in the jth. So then the j will be iterated by 1, and then the j will start comparing with this thing to this thing. So ultimately it won't make any kinds of swapping, because 28 means j plus 1 is already a biggest number, right? Bigger than the jth value. So at the end of the loop, I mean at the end of the this jth loop, then what happens is this thing will be reached to this position. Okay, then I need to decrement the jth loop. Decrement here, the minus 1 is for decrementing the jth, means I'm already having fixed value that is at the end of the tuple. Okay, end of the list. Okay, for this instance, I need to fix this one, so that I can able to iterate one more time to get the second highest value to replace at the uh, last but one position. So for the end of this nested for loop, I can able to get something like the nested, I mean the elements, the tuples of second element of the tuple with a sorting order. Okay, just give me a minute.